All right, y'all. This is our new show. We have a new
Setup.
a new setup, a new member. Well, not really new. She just
Special guest.
demands to be part of the recording today for whatever reason. So should we do a test?
On Anchor, sure. So we're testing our audio along with our video, okay?
All right, y'all.
It works.
This is our new show. We have a new setup, a new member. Well, not really new. Special guest demands.
Do you have
to
better-
be part of the recording. Oh, this is so cool.
I think she has better. Okay, so
Oh my gosh, how do we do this?
you're watching us figure it out live and direct.
All right, so. All right, we're figuring it out. Oh, and it actually is just continuing from where I stopped.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's pretty cool.
Okay, I like that. I like
So this is. What is it?
that. Are we gonna see the last time we did this? I was not as enthusiastic, and you were.
Right.
And
So I'm gonna need you to level up.
yes, I know, but can we do a 1, 2, 3 count? Cause then I spit it out before you did.
Yes.
Tiny,
One.
get ready.
Ready? Time.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
3.
Rank amateurs!
I think that's better.
That was good.
That was better.
All right, that was good.
Okay.
We were together. All right, so welcome to our show, Rank Amateurs. We want to first give a shout out to the person who gave us the idea unknowingly.
Right.
He was actually trying to clown us,
Yes.
but he gave us the idea for the. Okay, Tiny's out.
She said I'm done.
He gave us the idea for our podcast name, Perry Bryant.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Perry. Look, we're all shifting and adjusting.
Right?
We look good. Okay.
I
Now.
love that we both wore red because we look good in red. That's why. All right, so I wonder if I put this here
I think
instead
it
of
should be
holding
good.
it,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So you guys, we are like so professional. One day we're gonna show you how we have this all set up, and you're just gonna be like, "Oh my
I
gosh!"
can't believe it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's been worth the wait, right?
I think so.
All right. So, first of all, second of all, we're figuring this out as we go along. We're having a good time, and we are so glad that you guys are going to be a part of it with us.
Yay.
So, my name is Lila Out Loud,
Melrose Carter.
and together we are Rank Amateurs. Obviously.
Right.
All right. So,
First things first. We have to start the show with our shot. So, even though we're not getting a thing, but I'm plugging them anyway. My favorite drink, Hennessy White. Okay. So, we got our shots poured. Cause if not, we can't do this sober.
Right?
It's not gonna work that
This
way.
is crazy.
All right, here we go.
To Rank Amateurs.
Hey, take
little-
a shot with us.
Well, yeah, shot with us. I got to
Oh
tap.
yeah, tap the table. Sorry.
Tap the table for those not here.
Boom.
Boom. Whew. Girl, you so grown. They hit me right here.
It only tingles on the tongue a little bit.
Whew.
I'm a Hennessy drinker. Are your eyeballs bleeding? I mean, not bleeding, but tearing up.
I'm not a Hennessy drinker. Whew. But that is good though.
It goes down nice. It's just in your mouth that it tingles.
Yeah, that is good. I can see how that could become a problem.
Hmm. That's why I only drink it every once in a while. But my bottle's already down to here, so whoever goes out next, I need y'all to get me a bottle. I went to the Bahamas and didn't pick up one. Look at me being stingy. I mean,
Wait, tell
cheap.
me.
Went to
Tell
the
me about-
Bahamas.
What is this about going out?
This
to
is
get
not
it?
available in the States, only in the Caribbean. Yes, yes. That's why I don't take it out. And so I went to the Bahamas, went to the store in Nassau,
Mhm.
and I was like, how much is a bottle? She was like, 50. I'm like, it's cheaper on the boat. I get on the boat, and I didn't get it on the boat.
Mm-mm.
So now I'm like kicking myself because I could have had another bottle. So now I either have to wait till my daughter's in-laws come in from Trinidad to bring me a bottle because
Right.
they always come through, or I just have to like go on a cruise.
Oh,
Which,
that,
hold on.
that would be sad.
That
to
would
go on
be
a
terrible.
cruise.
Why should I force myself through such?
Joy and fun.
I know, it would be for just alcohol.
Hmm.
Good alcohol though.
So it's not available here.
At all.
Now that I know that, a lot of things that I've seen on Facebook about it makes sense.
Makes sense why everybody's going crazy for it. Because,
Right.
Supply and demand.
I wonder why it's not available here.
I don't know. And it's not available anywhere else but the Caribbean. Because I've done research. I'm like, who can give me this bottle? Somebody got to bring this here. Just the Caribbean.
So, our next show, we will do a shot of Mount Gay rum from Barbados.
Oh, I almost fucked up. Sorry, y'all.
The Bajans are pissed off with you now.
Sorry, brother.
They might be pissed off with me because I just
I don't
created
know
some accent.
Right. I don't know whose accent.
But that's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah,
they know what we meant.
Right. A friend of mine, shout out to Horace. I mean, girl, this is crazy. A friend of mine sent it with his nephew. They were coming to visit. I've known Horace and his family. This year makes 20 years.
That's a long time.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is crazy. Shout out to Barbados. I haven't been yet.
I've never been.
I keep threatening to go. We gotta go.
It's a threat. You heard that, right?
We can do a group trip. All right. So for those,
but a group can be more than just can be 3 people. That's
true. That's a threesome. So for those of you who don't know us, I feel like one of my boobs is like.
Because you have a strapless bra.
That's right. The boobage. Ugh.
Adjust. Look,
there we go.
Shock waves from the adjustment.
So, for those of you who don't know us, you can find me on Mondays, Meatless Mondays. Right now, I'm averaging 1 show a month.
The Mondays have gotten not so meatless.
No, the Mondays are meatless.
Oh, you're not recording them.
I haven't been recording. So I have that to work on. And also from my Instagram at Lila Out Loud. You can follow me there for my health and fitness journey. Cute pictures of Tiny, my dog.
Best pictures.
Where is it here?
The camera? Yes.
Yeah,
that little tiny dot.
I'm like, what am I looking at?
Ooh,
and then I
excuse me.
still didn't look at it.
No, it's right here. Look.
All right, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. All right, and
I'm Melrose Carter. You can find me at Melrose _ Carter on IG. I'm getting my life together because I have to get my recordings back up because lately I've just been like randomly ranting about stuff. And that's I'm sounding like the old man on the porch. Get off my lawn. So I'm gonna get something a little more together. I'm thinking of, meet my drunk friends, where I go and approach a drunk friend of mine and like question them on serious issues just to see what their drunken mind says. Yeah, so it's like a
listen. Don't take that idea.
Don't.
Suckers.
Right. It's gonna be. It's not a planned thing. I'm just gonna wait till I see somebody drunk enough, and I'm gonna go ahead and like ambush them.
Right.
So it's like
they have to be tipsy enough that they will just slide right into
my trap.
Your trap
for our entertainment, and you're gonna thank me later. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
It's just that I've had such weird. Like, okay, so I'll tell you mine. I had someone talking to me. I was at a infamous Shalonda kickback, and I'm on her stairs trying to gather myself because I had an edible and I was drinking, and I was like, woo! In space. And someone was talking to me about something so serious, and I could not respond to anything that she was like. My mind was like, yeah, I feel you, but my mouth was just like, that's crazy. That's all I could tell her. And she was like really pouring her heart out to me, and I'm like, that's crazy. And then she would say something, and I'm like, well, cause you gotta. And I thought it was the funniest thing when I sobered up. I'm like, yeah, I wish I could have seen myself in this position because it was like, to me it was funny, but I just couldn't. It wasn't, it wasn't captured. I felt like that should be a thing.
I like it. So it reminds me of this clip on Facebook because of course that's where we get all of our entertainment now.
And news.
Fake news. I'm so sorry. Sometimes fake. Mm-hmm. Do your research, do your homework. So anyway, I was watching this clip. It was probably filmed like in the early to mid 90s, based on the hairstyles and the clothing. But there was a guy in New Orleans on Bourbon Street interviewing folks who were drunk. Remember that?
I saw that.
Oh my gosh. So he was asking them to reveal their deepest secret.
Yeah, I saw that.
One of the secrets was this guy confessed to performing fellatio on himself which is crazy, but also intriguing.
It is,
right?
because I thought you had to remove a rib to figure that out, but whatever.
Right?
I'm just saying.
Oh, the things that you find out about people. So anyway, interesting stuff. So that's how you can find us outside of Rank Amateurs. That's some of the stuff that we do.
Thank you for looping us back around because I forgot why we were down this track. I was just like, let's keep talking.
Let's keep
So
going.
Lila's gonna be the one to keep us on track because if you leave it up to me, we gonna be all over the place.
Hopefully. But all over the place can be really good.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, but we
Okay.
eventually have to come back.
So is this like our third or our fourth?
Third attempt.
This is our third attempt.
But this is the
Official start of a regular.
yes, because we are gathered now. I have overcome my fears. Really, because that's all it is. It was me. You could blame me.
No, there's no blame. I like that though.
I'm
That's
taking
gonna be-
accountability though.
I like it. That's one of the things we can talk about.
Accountability?
Fear, like overcoming fears,
Sure.
and how your fears can paralyze you.
That's exactly it.
Right?
Mhm.
I'm sorry, y'all. I was like being mesmerized by Mel's eyes and her makeup.
You see that? Look, every once in a while,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I get a little cute.
Let's
or
get
whatever.
close. You ready? Get close.
Mhm. You see that?
There it is.
And we changed our location because we were taping at a table, but thanks to Lila, she had the great idea to sit on the couch because every time I come here, I literally sit in her chair over there and my feet are up, I'm on a pillow,
And we're so comfy.
and we're talking and giggling and stuff. So I said, Lila, you're a genius.
Well, you know.
And here, and here we are. And here we are
Here we are.
on the couch.
Okay, so you had something that you wanted to,
I
like
did.
a topic
I did.
for our recording today.
Yes, loyalty. And let me,
Loyalty.
I should have played that. But listen, here's the thing, right? My question about loyalty is not like as simple as like boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband, wife, or whatever. Because that's kind of like, I guess
Okay.
everybody has their main, like
Different
their,
dynamics, different relationships.
yeah, I mean, like, say you and I, me
Mhm.
and some other friends, whatever, like, what does loyalty mean? So, I had a friend who has his own Facebook group. He, Javon should know. He'll know exactly who I'm talking about. Shout out to Javon. But he feels that, you know, he's going through a terrible divorce with his ex-wife. And based on what he tells us, she's an awful person, really. Anyway, so he feels that because she's such a terrible person,
Mm-hmm.
their mutual friends should pick a side.
Oh.
Right. He's like, she's done damage to my child. She's outright nasty to me. If you're still friends with her and she's doing these things to me, you can't be my friend.
Oh. Kind of like the Trump supporters in a way.
Explain.
Let me explain. In the sense that most people who are not Trump fans,
Mm-hmm.
and I would venture to say are Trump secretly wishing that he died people, like extreme, right?
Who's the Secret Service? Don't come get me. But I want to
No.
know where's the assassins these days? They
Yeah.
just kind of took off and like. Well, I'm sorry. No, take that back. We can edit this. Edit point.
So here's what I mean. Because the emotions are so extreme,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So right now, Trump supporters are very and non-Trump supporters, they're very far from each other. So
Right.
that's what I mean. Like it's so extreme.
Yeah.
And so people who are not Trump supporters are very like, and I see this on Facebook, social media,
Mm-hmm.
largely Facebook, very often from people. If you voted for Trump, then
Mm-hmm.
you are
Excommunicated.
right.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's this whole list, and so basically you've signed up for everything
Mhm.
that he has done, said, espoused, or etc. Like because it's the emotions
Mhm.
are so strong and so
Mhm.
extreme.
Mhm.
That's what I mean about
Okay.
like
I can see that.
about Trump supporters. So it's kind of like if you so going back to your friend, looping back, y'all can call me loop back.
See what I'm saying?
Going back to your friend's statement or feeling, like if you are friends with my ex-wife, then you condone,
Right.
support, co-sign, if you will, all this bad behavior that she has exhibited and all the bad things that she has done.
And I think that's pretty much what I think that's his stance. Like you're okay with it.
Right.
I feel like you can be both of their friends, and it's probably, well, I don't know. See, like, it would have to be something extreme for me to be like, okay, I'm writing you off. I'm not messing with you because you're this way. Because I think that some people react out of hurt, right? And they will only. Well, hold on. Now I'm arguing with myself. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Let me. Because I was about to say, they can. Okay. I'm gonna start with my original train of thought. I feel like you can be friends with them because you can tell that person, hey, you're not behaving in a way that is good for you.
Right.
Or is the person that I know you to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So is this behavior the real you, or are you so hurt that you're doing the most? You know what I mean? Because girls that'll burn guys' clothes or bleach their clothes, and you're like, but you do volunteer work and you're excellent at your job, and you love children, but you're doing this weird.
And you've been holding all my secrets down for 15 plus
saying,
years.
But all of a sudden you lighting shit on fire. Right. Like this is waiting to exhale.
That's true.
So now, do you cut that person off and be like, listen, you're acting crazy, I can't deal with you, or do you count? Now, I guess maybe it depends on how good of a friend you are, because if my best friend or my cousin. Right now, tomorrow, just did some wild shit that I didn't condone, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? I would check her.
Right.
But I wouldn't cut myself free of her.
But continuing your separate relationship with her allows you to be able to check her or bring to her attention something maybe that she's not seeing herself or that others can't address with her.
And maybe other people are co-signing, like, that's right, girl, go ahead and do that shit, because that's what he deserves. You know what I mean? Maybe she doesn't have that.
Co-signers.
Ugh, gross.
So, I mean,
so what do you say?
We like when we're co-signed.
True.
But
because you don't want to sound like, right. Because anyway. Listen, sometimes I've acted like super crazy, and then I'm like, am I wrong?
What?
No, I know. Me, level-headed. Always calm, cool, and collected at all times. Because you're not getting me out my character.
We're human. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And listen, humans are
a mess.
Funny people. We are something else.
You posted that, didn't you?
I did. Yesterday ended up being a day where I was like, I don't even want to people today. Right? Like,
I am over the people.
Yeah, there were a couple of things so when you brought up loyalty, first of all, the situation I thought about. And it made me think, and it was something that, and I like the fact that you framed it like in different relationships, right? So I'm very loyal to my family.
Right.
And, when it comes down to it, I don't care how wrong my brother, my mother, my brothers, my sisters, may be, my nephews, my nieces,
right,
my godsons.
Right.
I don't care how wrong they may be. I'm loyal to them because they need to know that no matter what, TT, sis, or whatever is going to be there.
Right.
And that allows me to be able to say, I love you, and you wrong as hell.
Right.
And let's have a conversation about what are you, like you were saying, people hurt people. And when people are hurt, they often act and have actions based on that hurt, based on fear, based on ego, based on pride. And so, it allows me to be that person who's like, okay, well, let's kind of dive into this and like, what were you really upset about? What were you really experiencing? When you talk about things that would make me be like, I need to love you from afar. If you're a pedophile, I don't have time for that.
That's gross.
It's just.
It's sad. My uncle was one, and I was never allowed to go,
Right.
next door. And I didn't find out till I was an adult, but.
And didn't know why.
Right.
When somebody should have been like, your uncle doesn't know how to keep his hands off of young girls.
My mother would
and we're
not
protecting
play.
You see what I'm saying?
But she wouldn't let me sit on, like, I couldn't sit on nobody's lap.
Yeah.
Like, not even my grandfather, not my uncle, nobody. She couldn't play. You would not go sit on no man's lap.
That
as a
brings me,
child.
like, that raises a whole nother issue.
Next
Making a child
episode.
responsible for
Oh, yeah, I know.
grown folks' actions.
I know.
Make a note.
You know, pen that.
So loyalty. So like when you mentioned that, I thought that was like really good.
Mm-hmm.
And so like yesterday, like when I say yesterday was like by the end of the day, I was like, I don't even want to people, right? Because, you know, I don't like petty.
Mm-mm.
I do not like messy. However,
She can be petty, if nothing else.
my petty is always ready,
I like
right?
Let's get a T-shirt.
See,
My petty
we
is
are.
ready.
Don't fuck with my
Do
shit.
not take
That's my
my thing.
shit. That's
That-
our
we gonna
shit.
make money off that,
Right.
and you can't do that.
So, I mean, just because I have been able to like elevate and have had like the experiences to be able to evaluate myself, I want to give a shout out to Oprah Winfrey and Iyanla Vanzant because that's where it all began. Remember when Iyanla first, you know, hit big with Oprah and it was like, in the meantime, finding yourself in the love you want, shout out.
That was like early
Right.
90s, right?
Yeah, girl, cleaning your house, right, while you're getting ready. You know, she used the metaphor of a house to your, you know, your spiritual and emotional self. You know, being able to self-reflect and evaluate. Shout out to, oh, I forgot the program that I went to, but it was very useful. Yeah, it didn't do what my boss thought it was going to do.
It backfired.
But it benefited me personally, and
Okay.
that's really what matters.
So it definitely wasn't a waste.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like being able to have that self-reflection. I'm so thankful for that, and it astounds me how many people don't have it.
It just, like, listen, I can have an issue with you and not necessarily feel like I have to write you off until you cross a certain line. And those are like lines of like toxic and dangerous behaviors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Things like that where it's like, okay, so it's me against you.
And that's where your loyalty to yourself
Comes first.
right? Your
Right.
self-care should come first. So, you know, when you mentioned you wanted to talk about that, I thought about, you know, initially what I first thought about, but then I thought about the fact that you were like all these different relationships, and it's true. Where do you draw the line? Where is the loyalty line? And what does that look like?
Because for me, like, my family and my partner, I'm going to be mad at you all day. I might not speak to you because I'm upset about what you do. However, if someone from the outside tries to come at you, all that goes to the side because it's us against them.
Right.
I had matter of fact, I was telling you earlier, I was talking to my partner or whatever and telling them like, hey, this is my current situation. Here's what here's my actions and what I'm responsible for because
Right.
I don't want you to be
Blindsided.
Exactly. And his answer was us against them.
Always.
Period.
Right.
He's like, of course he's annoyed at whatever he's annoyed at, but you know what I'm saying? He's like, it doesn't matter. I choose you over the foolishness.
Right. Absolutely. Sorry, y'all. I just put my boobs all in your face.
Those are the added bonuses for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Every time we talking serious, we
There
got to throw a little
it
boobs in the
is.
picture.
Free perks.
Hey!
Perks.
Get it.
Get it. So then, you know, it's like, okay, so it made me think about, you know, the specific situation. And there's a reason why we're not like revealing and getting all into it, because I think our mutual goal, those who keep getting dragged, you know, into it.
Right.
The goal is to like squash it. I mean, it's not, to someone, it is a big deal, clearly. But the reality is it needs to be squashed and dropped or whatever. And it made me think about that specific situation and our conversations, because as friends, we do talk about, people who, or situations that are affecting you, and you got to be able to do that. It made me think about this person um, who has people around him who love him, care about him, and are loyal to him. And everybody needs to have that. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the questions was like, does he not have people who are saying to him XYZ, ABC, or whatever? And you bringing up this as a talking point actually made me think about, he may very well, but that's loyalty. Your friends aren't going to come out and be like people who are loyal to you aren't going to air in the public forum any criticism that they have of you.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Right? And so it really made me just see that very clearly. Mm-hmm. Because I know that he has people who are very loyal to him.
And smart,
and yeah, and caring, or whatever, and just based on observation, I don't think that they enjoy or think some of this should continue, but at the end of the day, they're loyal.
And everyone's responsible for their own behaviors.
Right.
So I could sit here and I have with some of my friends talk until my face is blue, like, mm-hmm. What are you doing?
Right.
And at the they still do what they want to do.
Because grown people do.
Now, if you ask me, what about this and that, I'll tell you, mind your business.
Mind your business.
Meanwhile, I'm in the background like, bitch, are you crazy?
Yes. Yes.
So it's like,
Absolutely.
It is what it is. That just like was always a question to me, like, where, like, can you have varying levels of loyalty? Like, I feel like my family, even if they drive me fucking crazy, mm-hmm. I will be loyal to the end. The only way that I would not be is if it caused harm to me or my children.
Right.
That's the only exception.
Yeah. If it's a toxic situation, physical situation.
Right. Even if it's toxic though, like say me and my mother let's say she was a terrible person and I could not be around her, I might distance myself from her, but you can't attack her.
Absolutely.
So there's like another layer of loyalty. Like I'm gonna protect myself, but can't nobody come for you neither.
Absolutely, because that's still my mom.
Right.
That is so, yeah.
So definitely. It's really, so like the concept of loyalty really had me thinking, because we can really, based on different levels, like have different types of loyalty, and it'd be okay. Like me and my friends, I love them to death, but if I have to choose, like say my daughter or them, there is no choice, right? I'm gonna be loyal to my daughter. Even if my daughter is wrong, I'm gonna correct her back here.
Right.
But I'm gonna be like, and that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that I hurt my friends, right?
Right.
Because loyalty doesn't have to come with hurting one person versus the other.
Absolutely.
It's just putting that line, like, okay, guys, this is who I'm always going to be loyal to. So if I have to distance myself from y'all, that's just what it has to be.
Right.
Because this is more important to me.
Definitely.
Than this.
Right. And I don't have kids. Except Tiny.
I was waiting. I was like, blasphemy. How dare you say you don't have kids?
My daughter, Tiny, listen.
But everybody loves Tiny, so she'll never have a problem with that. So
I'm just saying. I
think that's... I just was thinking about it. I was like, wow, it's crazy. And then what's crazy is people don't understand that that's okay. You can have varying levels of loyalty. Mm-hmm. I don't have to be as loyal to you as I would my mom. I don't have to be as loyal to you as I would my, future husband or child or whoever, or my current husband, whatever. Like, there's gonna be different levels.
Yeah, and so loyalty, I think sometimes people don't realize the things that they do or say that could indicate disloyalty. Mm-hmm. So my ex-husband, with whom I am amicable and we regularly communicate and I care about his well-being, and love him as the, magnificent person that he is and can be, that type, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Plus he is fine. I'm just saying.
Man, it don't hurt.
I mean, but he broke my heart, and it's very cliche, cheating on me. But here's the deal. It wasn't, for me, the physical, the sexual, it wasn't that. What hurt me most, and really was the nail in the coffin for him, it was really hard for me to come back to him, was the fact that he lied. It was all the lies, known and unknown, that he told me over the years in order to be able to see this woman. And major disloyalty was the lie that he told her was that we were divorced and just living together for the mortgage and bills or whatever. That, to me, was the ultimate betrayal.
Yeah.
And that is why, even though I love him and I miss everything marvelous about him and being with him, that is the one sticking point that I have not been able to get over. My husband would love for us to be back together to this day. My ex-husband, would love for us to be back together this day. But that's the one thing I have a really hard time. He's forgiven, but I just have a really hard time
forgetting.
Yeah, and putting myself in that position to have someone be disloyal. Like, it's just so ultimate. It's such like a big thing. It's not the sex, whatever. It really isn't. It's that. And that's, when you talk about loyalty, like, your loyalty is not just your words, it's your actions, and seen and unseen actions. And so that,
Yeah, and I would think that being with the same person for an extended time is also, I would look at it as being disloyal, because it's not about the sex then, right? Because if it was about that, you'd be sleeping with whoever,
right?
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So the fact that it was the same person for a long time, then it's like, oh no, so you had a whole
extra relationship,
right? So then now, how can I come back from that?
Right. So that's something I have had and continue to have a hard time with. That's why I'm single.
I wish I knew the reason. No, I know why I'm single. It's because I'm a pain in the ass. It's all right though. He loves me though.
It takes a special kind of man to love a special kind of woman.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry on a Sunday.
It's true. It's true.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking about, because I was really bugging out. Like, can you really ask someone to, in the name of loyalty, to just cut off their ties with whoever you disagree with? I don't know that that's fair.
I'm sure you can ask.
No,
but do you expect it, and then is it okay for you to retaliate or cut off your friend or family member or whomever because they didn't agree? Oh, I'm gonna cut you off. Like, my ex-husband was very involved and communicated with my mother and my youngest brother the most. Like, they had their own conversations, their own relationships. And whenever I made the decision, okay, this isn't gonna work, because I just really felt like I was resenting him, and the way that I talked to him and dealt with him was so outside of who I am that I just couldn't do it.
You got you out of your character.
Yeah, and so I was just like, this isn't going to work. And so when I made that decision, I, informed my mom and my youngest brother, and I let them know because I knew like the question about loyalty would be, well, do we not talk to him at all?
Right.
You know, whatever. And so I let them know, you know, you can talk to him. He's not like this monster, right? Because we tend to, out of hurt, anger, pain, resentment, human nature is to create and turn this person that we have professed our love, our undying love and care, and we've, you know, lifted them up, boosted them up. Now we turn them into a monster.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he ain't shit.
Right. Okay, well, if that's the case, 5 minutes ago he wasn't shit.
Right.
So
he ain't been shit for a long time, sis. Make up your mind.
Right? But you was so for me, it was very, very conscious decision to not do that, to not, you know, to become a slave to my base emotions. And so how could I turn this guy into a monster? Was he selfish? Was he disloyal? Did he hurt me and break my heart and make me ruin my mascara multiple days and nights of my life?
Unforgivable.
Right? Yes, but he's not a monster.
No.
Like
he's just a jerk at most.
Yeah, at most. Very selfish, poor, you know, the reality is it didn't even have to come to that. But at any rate, he can't become this monster all of a sudden.
Right.
And so therefore, yeah, continue your relationship that's comfortable. But I also know that if I said to my mom or my younger brother, don't talk to him, blah, 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 out of loyalty for me,
they would have cut him off.
They would have cut him off. And when you know you have that, they would have cut him off and still been in my ear. Now you know.
Right, it ain't for all of that.
So on and so forth and whatever. And you know, it made me also think I have two of my closest, dearest friends, both whom I love very dearly and care about, who when I graduated from college, one was my boss, and then his boyfriend I became close to as well. And they kind of, AC kicked in.
I'm, you know, ADD, and I was like,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm with you. College. I'm here. Go ahead.
So graduated from college, my boss became one of my really good friends, and then his boyfriend, his partner, and they were like they're not that much older than I am, but had experienced things and shared a lot with me and taught me different things, and shared experiences with me. And they kind of like were my like family, you know, like they're your chosen family.
Yeah.
And I would jokingly call them my dads. And then, oh my gosh, they broke up. And this was before marriage equality. So they broke up, and I was devastated. And I knew that I couldn't choose one over the other, right?
Right.
So I was like, I can't choose. Like, I had the conversation with them, each of them.
Were they making you choose?
Nope.
Oh, good.
They were not making me choose. I never felt like they were making me choose, but I recognized, you know, sometimes it may not even be them. It might be the people around them. Because I know my one friend, his sister saw, I know that she thought that I was disloyal because I didn't choose.
And I don't understand why that, and I think that's another thing that had me thinking, I don't understand why that's a thing. Like, again, unless I killed somebody, you know, or hurt them, why is it that you have to, because, if, you know, bringing up my personal situation, there's people that I know don't like me, so they feed into what's put out there, and I don't, you know, that doesn't bother me. I don't care, because they were never my friends to begin with.
Right.
But when it's people that you connect to, and you're like, damn, I thought we were cool.
Right.
But based on one person's hurt feelings and perceived slight,
right,
now I'm terrible.
Right.
But you've been in my presence. You know that I'm not terrible. You know that I give you what you give me.
Right.
Type of person. So I don't know why you would feel like now you have to sever ties.
Right.
And it's been just confusing, not confusing, but just like, I don't understand, because that's not how I operate. And sometimes when people behave in a way that's not logical, just logical, I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Why are you acting this way? Mm-hmm. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I have trouble with that. I struggle with people who move stupid. Like, right. I honestly do. I'm like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, there's certain behavior I not that I would do, but I understand. So like, hurt people, but you're not even one of the hurt people. What are you doing?
Right.
You know what I mean?
There are a lot of different motivations. But I will say that I'm glad that I had that conversation with them. And I also let them know, if I'm ever with this person, I'm not going to allow or stand for this, the other person to badmouth you or whatever. Right. And both of them could say that is true, that I stuck to that. And I have to say that I was able to maintain my friendships with them separately. Mm-hmm. And I'm thankful for that, because I couldn't imagine not having one of them in my life. Like, like looking back on all that we've experienced and done, mm-hmm. together individually, I just couldn't imagine not having one of them in my life because of that. Yeah. And then we can continue talking on another episode about loyalty, because that whole thought of my dad's made me think about kids in divorces and how loyalty and the demand of loyalty rears its ugly head. So I really think we should talk about that.
Yeah, I could talk from personal experience.
Girl,
being a child of divorced parents, mm-hmm. and being a mother of separated parents, mm-hmm. it's almost, I feel worse if you've never been married. I think, I don't know, maybe it's equally bad. I don't know, but I know my kids are going through it right now. Well, not my little one. Jason doesn't give a shit about anything. He does not care. He lives his life, and he's doing him at 7 years old.
He's living his life like it's golden.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, because he does not care. My son, the middle child, who's very emotional, who mm-hmm. takes everything to heart,
right?
Who overthinks every, action that he does that concerns me and his dad. Mm-hmm. I think he's suffering the most.
Wow.
By separation.
So we'll save that for another conversation. I think that would be actually good to kind of drop out and get some feelers and see what other people's experiences have been.
Definitely.
We can share some of that. All right, so this has been.
Okay, we gotta gather our visual cues. When she does certain looks, I gotta know what she's trying to say.
Like when I say so.
I don't know if she wants me to say lie loud loud, Melrose Carter, rank amateurs. We're at the end. Help me, pour me a shot.
All of that.
We're done.
We will figure this out. I mean, it'll get better. That's what's really cool.
Honestly, third time is definitely a charm, because I feel like we got it more together than the last two.
Absolutely.
And I think the couch helps.
Definitely. Because we're not sitting there like.
Next topic. And we believe that I think we're better.
Absolutely.
Notice my shirt. I'm going to try to wear a shirt every week. But this one in particular is one of my favorite ones, even though it's a little ill-fitting because I gained some weight.
It's still cute, though.
It's one of my favorite causes. It's the innocence, and this is supposed to be the DNA strand. Mm-hmm. So, hundreds of people have already been exonerated from death row and other things for their when their DNA gets tested. So that's just one of my little causes. I always contribute, even if I'm broke, to these people.
Absolutely.
Just a thing. I just wanted to mention my shirt since we're here.
It was really her boobs that she wanted to bring.
I want you to understand that my boobs are innocent.
Innocent.
And this is DNA. Oh, no. Oh. Who's going to be watching this? Oh, my God.
Your children should not be watching this unless your children are grown. So, with that being said, this is Lila Out Loud.
Melrose Carter.
And we are Rank Amateurs.
Look, I did the press on and everything.